Ngati's chosen? Curious choice of company. Yeah, I guess so. Lion companions. Alright, guess we'll just keep moving. Till we find something. Nice little village here. Aparu and Awata. A round-bellied man stands at ease before a cluster of hardened fighters, their fists balled and brows furrowed. Murmurs of tense discussion slow to a halt as a woman at the head of the crowd steps forward, clutching a spear.
Maybe the spear's a gift for us?
Silence.
She grimaces at Adir.
The outsider must leave. Oreo Koiki will not be parceled off and bought with foreign lies.
She sweeps her spear tip to gesture in your direction.
Only the handsome fish can stay.
She waves her spear point towards Takehu. He swallows and raises his palm in mute greeting.
Ruasari would never let that happen. Where is your confidence in our Ranga?
I take it there's a problem. I just got here. You haven't even given me a chance to cause trouble. Back away slowly. I take it there's a problem.
You are the problem. We do not track dirt in our home.
We are no better than the outsiders if our Mataru act like inhospitable savages. Where is the courtesy and welcome of the Wahaki?
His question casts a ripple of unease over every listener.
If you have such love for outsiders, let this one speak for herself.
She fixes her attention on you. Give me a chance to prove myself worthy of your hospitality. I travel with Ngati's chosen. He will keep me honest. I'm not here for a fight. It would be a mistake to start one. I'm a watcher. The gods brought me here. If you fight me, you will all die. That's true. There's only one inhospitable savage on this plateau, and she stands before you. Got him. I stand with Ngati's chosen.
I will? I mean, Akira, I will.
Takehu bows his head and touches his forehead.
If the outsider turns on us, I say I will drag you through Tangaloa's maw with me.
She curls her upper lip at Aparu.
For all our sakes, may I be proven wrong.
Nodding to the assembled fighters, she signals them to disperse.
On behalf of those who remember our manners, welcome to Oreo Koiki.
He sighs and shakes his head at the warriors before refocusing on you. Is there usually much infighting when outsiders show up? Why are the Wahaki so protective of their land? What can you tell me about the Rusari? Are you and Rusari married? Oh, okay. Is this usually how you greet outsiders?
Ikira, I say circumstances have made us rough around the edges. Outsiders come with cannons, nets, torches. They do not come to talk.
Why are the Wahaki so protective of their land?
We safeguard any land that the trading companies have not stolen out from under Anakaza's throne. The islands will fall if the tribes do not recall our past and Ngati's covenant.
The covenant?
Ngati bade her followers to protect the islands, the tribes, and the luminous Adra. For this, she gave us the power to shape her domain. If we fail in our charges, the birthright of the Huana disappears. The Wahaki remember this. The Kahanga, they forget.
When he turns to face Takehu, Aparu's joyful face creases with worry.
Some of us remember. What we choose to do with the memory is ours to decide.
Takehu glances away. Why so much concern over the past?
We lost much of ourselves when Cataclysm scoured the Deadfire. Somewhere among the islands, there's a place where we...
He stops himself and bites his lower lip.
Ikira, my apologies, but I should say no more.
What are your thoughts on Ukaizo?
I cannot speak of lost Akaizo to an outsider. That is not our way.
Back to my other questions.
Ask. I am pleased to be making a new friend.
What can you tell me about Rusari?
She is our Ranga, and the strength of our tribe.
He stands tall, wearing a proud grin.
I have never seen her without a mouthful of koiki. Even in battle, she wears a bandolier of fruit. A spirited, passionate, and very hungry woman is my Rusari.
He married.
Takara, I doubt he even knows the meaning of the word.
Takehu slaps his hand over his eyes, grinning with embarrassment.
I'm familiar with the foreign obsession with vows.
He favors you with a friendly smile.
When it strikes Rusari's fancy that we should sleep under one roof, we do so vigorously.
You go, man.
Some think I influence her judgment, but they have the wrong of it. My back is too fragile for the weight of authority, I say.
Farewell. Okay. You.
The handsome fish leaps into my net once again, I say.
A smile rises to Awata's face as she catches sight of Takehu.
Wata.
Owata.
How is my little Koiki?
Seraphine's eyes close as he nods along.
Rotten. Pugnant. All the reasons you didn't fight when I gave you back to the sea.
I take it you two are acquainted?
Takara, we were. Briefly and purposefully.
Takehu folds his arms and grins.
I did not think you'd swim back, fish.
I am here on business.
Not pleasure? Tell me what they have done with the true Takehu.
You are a delight as ever, I say. Keep the tribe safe, Wata.
It is what I do. You keep swimming, Takehu. It is what you do.
She sighs and gives him a warm look before turning away. Damn, Takehu. Good on you, man. You deserve it. Alright. Who are you? Oh, this is the,
Akira, what now?
Know anything about this odd-looking Koiki? Frowning, she studies the fruit in your open palm, poking it gently with her index finger. The Koiki rocks back and forth.
Do not eat this.
She makes a complex warding gesture with her hands.
It is infested. The wood-strangling wasp planted its larvae in this Koiki.
She glances off to the tree line.
I will alert the others. Do not eat it unless you want insects to burrow through your windpipe and hollow you out from the inside.
I don't want that. Anything I should know about the locals?
Buparo is our mystic. Convinced that the whole fortress will come crumbling down if he doesn't keep to his daily devotions. As for the rest, ask around. I'm not here to satisfy your curiosity.
Okay, let's trade them.
You're in luck. I am the only one on the island who trades with outsiders.
I am in luck then. Karu's prize. Wait, Karu, didn't we kill him? Or was that the name of his ship? When the volcano erupted on the far side of the island, Paura Oaha, the Ranga of the local Hwana tribe, ordered the Riparu shorewalkers to scour the lava fields in search of valuable volcanic ash to fertilize the crops. While performing this duty, one shorewalker came about a small white jewel resting atop the surface of a cooling lava pool. She carefully retrieved it. She took the gem to the village artisan, a Karu. Oh, Karu's like right, that's the name of like the craftsman, who occasionally dealt with the lower caste, and asked him to make a ring with the stone so he could properly present it to the Ranga. The Karu recognized the gem as a piece of the heart of the volcano. It was a prize beyond the station of the Riparu, and the Ranga surely would not appreciate its true value. He confiscated the jewel and sent the shorewalker away, who crafted a ring but had no intention of parting with it. Sonorous. 5% damage of spells. +1 intellect and... Oh, damn, that's... mine now. And that's all you had to value. Thank you very much. Put this in here. Go to you. And... is that all this does? Not that that's not a lot, but I don't use that much. I think that'll probably be better for you. I suppose we can get rid of the overseeing. 10% area of effect is pretty good, though. We'll keep it.
I shall put it to good use.
All right. Anybody else? Where are you going? What if I need to talk to you again? All right, so that's...
Did you notice their face paint?
I have noticed it, yes.
Tiny blue man, bow to Nemnok.
Nimnock, you gotta stop, buddy. Into the sanctum. So this is the inner sanctum, huh? Doesn't look very good, does it?
Certainly.
Not very lit. It's not lit well. Outlander, hi. I guess we'll go talk to the chief now. We don't want to go somewhere we're not supposed to go, right? The broad-shouldered woman on the throne lifts her gaze to meet yours. White face paint adds a grim aspect to her stoic demeanor. Smoldering braziers fill the air with oppressive heat, but she sits at ease.
Her face paint. You don't suppose...
Rosari turns her gaze to Aloth, who quickly falls silent. She returns her focus to you.
I am the Ranga of this tribe, and will not hesitate to send your soul through Tangaloa's maw if you threaten my people.
She steeples her fingers and watches your every move. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, Ranga. Well, that's a fine greeting. I wager Tangaloa's maw is nicer than these ruins, at least. Say nothing. A pleasure to make your acquaintance.
The chosen of Ngati is a welcome sight, I say.
She turns her attention towards Takehu with a pause of recognition.
Akira, my thanks to you, dear Ranga, though I bring you no omens this day.
Takehu inclines his head and touches the spot on his brow with 2 fingers.
You have the gift of our hospitality during this audience. Do not abuse it.
The studious-looking man to the Ranga's side scrutinizes you.
But will our hospitality be returned?
A trembling mystic consults a palmful of runes. The Ranga silences them with a look. Sitting forward in her seat, she opens her fist to reveal a plump quakey fruit. She takes a deep and thoughtful bite.
Takehu, I say we have troubles enough without my people fighting over you.
Akira, just so. I will keep my hands to myself this time.
She nods, turning her focus back to you.
The Queen sent you to remind us we are vassals. Is that all?
She sets the quakey down on the armrest and opens her palm, inviting you to speak. Queen Onakaza II proposes an alliance with the Wahaki. The Wahaki seem on edge for some reason. This Ingwithan ruin makes for a cozy hideout. Do you recognize the name Theos, or the Leaden Key? What's the significance of your face paint? I came across a ravaged merchant ship not far from here. Let's worry about the alliance first, and then we'll deal with the Leaden Key.
Queen, I am thinking you are very free with this meaningless outsider word. Foreigners hold the islands upside down, shaking them to loosen their riches. Onakaza gives them comfort. Akira, these are not the actions of a queen.
You don't think she's just biding her time? The queen wants to be an imperial power again. She can't succeed without you. You expect her to make a stand against the Rautai and the Valian Republics alone. If she hasn't convinced you, then let me try. You don't think she's just biding her time?
Bah! Then she never should have let the foreigners take a step onto Deadfire soil. You think the Queen is cunning, but she is on the brink of losing her power.
She is. I agree. Uwasari makes a disgusted sweeping motion with her hand. You're falling for the same trap that the foreigners are, assuming that she's weak on the basis of appearance. I also agree with that. Ruasari, I don't know, opens her mouth to speak out against you, but stops herself.
The Kahanka Queen shows her belly so that the enemy will overlook her claws.
She nods to herself.
This is a worthy tactic. Valia and Rauatai are foolish enough to fall for it. Before I agree to Onakaza's terms, I must deal with a pest of my own. Not as large as the trading companies, but nearly as vicious. You are knowing that the purchase of foreign slaves is allowed in the Deadfire?
A shadow falls over Rosari's eyes as she lowers her brow. Oh yeah, we rescued Wahaki tribe members. I'm familiar with the practice.
To buy and sell kith is the work of monsters.
Aye, lass. Few build suckers more monstrous than slave trading build suckers.
He cracks his knuckles, ears slightly lowered. She furrows her brow at Seraphim, deciding whether to recognize the sentiment. In the end, she merely nods and returns her focus to you.
These slavers hunt the waters around Oreo Kuiki. Like cowards, they shy away from the deeper jungle.
In spite of Urusari's hearty guffaw, not a trace of humor reaches her eyes.
They steal my people from their fishing boats and sell them like pigs at auction. Where is Onikaza to stop them?
She's already taken care of it. She sent me. Well, not really, but I did it. Urusari opens her arms and searches left and right.
Someone must teach them the meaning of Wahaki vengeance, I say.
You're talking about Crooksper? I already dealt with them.
Could this be true?
She glances to her attendants. The priest consults his bones, his brow raises, and he nods to the queen.
What say? If those parasites drew their final breaths, I would hear of it.
Master Kua is dead. His business is finished.
While Onikaza plays at diplomacy, we are the spear in the guts of our enemies.
Well,
I have come to expect troubling news from outsiders. Today is no different, but at least you bring me a tale for my grandchildren.
Nodding to herself, Urusari looks you up and down, weighing something unspoken.
Rawatayan warships circle Crooksper, and the cries of bondage carry across the waves like the song of injured gulls.
The Royal Deadfire Company has plans for Crooksper. You left Crooksper leaderless. You had to expect someone would occupy the vacancy. I don't really know what to say. I guess this is good. You had to expect someone would occupy the vacancy. She chews the inside of her cheek and holds her silence.
Tell Onikaza that the Wahaki accept her authority. If the time comes when she needs to show foreigners the breadth of her power, we will be there. The hospitality of the Wahaki is yours. Respect our ways, and cause no trouble.
Alright, well that went really well. That was nice and easy. We're not done yet.
Come no closer, outsider.
Read her soul. Okay, this is kind of invasive. You reach into her soul, chasing that spark of recognition. You feel hundreds of births and deaths within her, forming and disappearing like bubbles in the boiling water. You sift past them all, focusing your overwhelming senses on the memory of a strange foreign man. When at last you seize it, you find yourself in the very same throne room, but the condition of the place and the memory of your host suggests that it is many, many hundreds of years ago, if not more. You are seated on the dais, a man brought before you dressed in stifling black robes. He reminds you of a corpse dressed for a funeral. He reminds you of something else too, but one of your attendants leans in and interrupts the thought before you can follow it. She tells you that this is the man you asked to see, and that his people have been harassing yours. He calls himself Theos Ix Arcanon. Explain yourself, stranger. He gives you a smile that sets your teeth on edge.
Your Excellency,
oh my god.
I come to warn your people. Your presence among these ruins is an affront to the gods. You must remove yourself, lest you face the gods' wrath.
Indeed, the man is an even greater fool than you had been told. The gods surely take their time. We have lived here for 200 years, and they have yet to raise an objection.
The timeline of the gods is not for mortals to understand. But even their patience shall wear thin, especially after this warning.
You certainly feel your patience wearing thin. Who is he, this foreigner, to send your people from their halls and homes? And who is he to tell your people, the survivors, about the wrath of the gods? What ungrateful guest evicts his hosts? Our ancestors built these places centuries ago. We will not leave. For a moment, his unctuous facade melts away, and he blinks at you and your attendants. You get the impression that your response has surprised him.
Your people cling tightly to their history.
His jaw is tight as he speaks. He swallows hard, as if gulping something unpleasant.
But where are these designs among your arts? where is the carved Adra in your wooden huts? These places were not built by the Huana, but by an ancient people from a distant land.
You knew he was a fool, but now you suspect he's a dangerous one. His words are a lie, but like the very best lies, they contain the shadow of truth. Everyone knows foreigners once lived among your people as guests, but they have not been seen in 200 years. What prickles the back of your neck is the question of how he might know this, and why he brings it to you. The murals in these palaces, or these places, and the stories of our ancestors tell it differently. How would you, foreigner, know our history better than our own grandfathers?
I have seen your murals, and I know that you will recognize this.
He produces a helm with 2 horns, like protrusions, and a mask attached. He is correct. You do recognize it. Your guards and attendants gasp. The man, Theos, smiles more broadly.
It was my people who built these places, and now I come before you bearing their warning.
At least that much is true. You turn to your guards, seize him. Just as a look of surprise appears on Theos' face, the ancient Ranga's memory skips ahead. You're looking at Theos once more. This time, however, he and a score of robed men and women are bound amidst a heap of peat and wood. This time, he is staring at you in disbelieving fury. You have gathered your people and told them that the foreigners before them are the same ones who came to the islands centuries ago. And now your people are angry and frightened too, because every Wahaki remembers the story of how these foreigners abused the hospitality of their Huana hosts. So great was their iniquity that the gods destroyed the great city of Ukaizo and many others besides. Watch now as I wipe their stain from among us. Your people cheer. Theos struggles and yells, but his words are drowned out. Let us never forget that this foreigner is a trickster and his people a plague. Hundreds of Wahaki stamp their feet and beat the ground with the butts of their spears. Still Theos scolds and thrashes in protest. From this day forward, we must be vigilant. Let us root out such foreigners and keep our lands pure of their wickedness. The tribe cheers louder than ever, young and old, Mataru and Raparu, all united in purpose. A change seems to come over Theos. The struggle leaves his body, and the rage departs his face. Good. Let him accept his end. One of your attendants offers you a torch. Throw it onto the pyre. You hurl the torch. The flames spread quickly. The foreigners scream as the fire advances, all except Theos, who looks back at you with a strange smile of satisfaction. You pull back from the memory, and the gruesome scene evaporates around you.
Why do you stare so?
This Ingwithan ruin makes for a cozy hideout.
Do not speak the name of those who felled mighty Ukaizo. Their spirits are unwelcome.
We're sorry, narrows her eyes and studies you closely.
We do not hide. We are protecting a way of life that others would trample under their boots. The trading companies would strip the land that the gods gifted us and unmake the works of our ancestors. There is much to protect in the Deadfire. Too much for any single tribe.
She sighs, rolling her shoulders to release some of the tensions. Do you recognize the name Theos or the Leaden Key?
I know only that they clang and clash like foreign names.
She frowns, yet something in her soul sparks like kindling held to a flame. There's an ancient presence there, with its own memory. Is this gonna be the same thing? Yeah.
Why do you stare so?
What's the significance of your face paint?
The Wahaki show outsiders that we know their deceitful face.
She spits on the floor.
My ancestor knew this face well. She recalled its every hateful curve to the Wahaki histories. We wear the bone-white grimace of our enemies and take power from it.
I came across a ravaged merchant ship not far from here.
Akira, outsiders know better than to draw close to Wahaki lands.
Her fingers ball into a fist.
We leave the symbol of the war club as we have for generations. A warning, I say. A reminder.
That war club looks like a much older version of the Leaden Key insignia.
Ella leans close, whispering to you.
one which goes unheeded.
An enthused smile slowly forms and fades. Farewell. Rusted construct? The construct trembles and rattles, its vacant gaze wandering without purpose. Habit and routine are seemingly the only forces keeping it upright. Maybe it will prove useful later. The construct stares back at you in silence. Okay. So.
Yes, I shall.
Is it possible that Theos came back and, like, it's some kind of, like, sick joke? They made that symbol part of them?
I would pray louder if it kept outsiders away from Wahaki.
Barapu straightens his bearing and looks down his nose at you.
I say Ruasare would not like it if I denied you hospitality.
How do you and Tangara get along?
Poorly. He ventures away from our islands and invites the wrath of the gods, I say.
Barapu folds his arms and squeezes his shoulders.
May Ngati devour that outsider construct he dragged back with him.
What's your role in the tribe?
I keep the gods at bay.
He touches his brow with a shaking hand.
The tribe balances on the edge of ruin, and my burnt offerings appease those who watch over us. Godlessness raised the green man, and the gods will put him back down, I say.
Oh, I'd say that statue has more than its share of God in it.
For what does your crew of misfits address me?
Burpow, I've been saying his name wrong. Burpow frowns at Edir and retreats back a step. Farewell. Stealing. Ooh, secret door.
I'm not hungry.
Well, hospitality. This bowl is full to bursting with ripe koiki. It looks as if Ruasari's attendants stock it regularly to keep pace with the Ranga's appetite. Place the blighted. Examine the fruits. These koiki smell particularly sweet and pungent, likely owing to their growth in a deeper jungle. So we could poison her. Well, that would be kind of harsh, huh? I feel like. Oh, that's not anything over there?
Back there, with the chieftain. Did you see something?
Guess we can talk here.
You look like you have something on your mind.
He tilts his head, listening patiently. I read an ancient memory in Ruasari's soul, and found a link to the leaden key. You tell Aloth about the past life you glimpsed in Ruasari's soul, about her long ago meeting with Theos, his warning about the ruins, her decision to execute him, and her mandate to the Wahaki to defend their territory from outsiders.
That's like what he told the Glanfathans. I'll bet he didn't expect they'd kill him for it. Would have loved to see the look on his face.
Then the Wahaki are the painted masks. They've been serving the Leaden Key's interests for 2,000 years without even knowing it.
Aloth blinks, working through the implications.
Though not, it seems, in the way Theos intended.
He frowns, rubbing his chin.
People doing the wrong thing for the wrong reasons for thousands of years without even realizing it. Doesn't get more leaden key than that.
Yeah. What are you thinking, Aloth? He just got lucky it worked out. Theos had schemed within schemes, or had schemes within schemes. He knew what he was doing. Few plans work out perfectly. Theos got the Wahaki to help him guard the ruins. That's what matters. They're living in the Ingwithan ruins. Theos certainly didn't intend that. What are you thinking?
Belief is a curious thing.
He crosses his arms, settling back on the balls of his feet.
Once, the Wahaki believed they were guarding themselves against the Ingwithans, Theos' people. Yet over time, they became hostile toward all outsiders.
A thoughtful pharaoh splits his brow. What of it? It's a logical extension of what they learned from Theos. With all that's changing in Deadfire, who knows what they'd believe in another few hundred years. Stories and messages change. Theos only had clarity about his because Wodaka reincarnated him whole every time. Look around. Their environment surely pushed them in that direction. It's a logical extension of what they learned.
Yes, but it didn't stop there. It's not just that the Wahaki misread Theos' original message. It fundamentally changed
He pursed his lips.
They went from being a large and well-connected tribe to a much smaller one defined by isolationism.
Worry burrows into the shadows and creases of his forehead. And this has got you thinking about the consequences of your intervention. But what does this have to do with you? You can't attribute 2,000 years worth of change to one incident. Even small events can have great consequences. Yeah, I'll go with this one.
You see all the ninnying I suffer from this lad? Right sure 'tis ratting all around in his noggin. You know me too well.
His wry grin doesn't quite banish his air of melancholy.
I've been chasing the leaden key, trying to undo the harm they've caused. But what if I'm only making matters worse?
Private agony muffles his voice. His breath catches in his throat as the full weight of his words hits him.
Might I be to blame? Have I made a grievous mistake in getting involved?
Through his scars and lines and newfound purpose, you catch a glimpse of the Aloth you knew 5 years ago, scared, alone, and desperate for direction. You're responsible for the consequences of your actions, intended or otherwise. No, if you didn't try at all, you'd be responsible for the harm the leaden key continued doing. Consider how poorly Theos understood the Wahaki. How much less do you understand the leaden key? No one can know everything, so we've all got to do the best we can with the resources we have. Theos accomplished his goals, just not the way he originally planned. Your problem is looking for specific, immediate results. You don't have to destroy the leaden key. Everything falls apart eventually. You've got to answer this on your own. No one can know everything, so we've all got to do the best we can with the resources we have.
When you put it that way, mine does sound like a rather flimsy excuse, doesn't it? Perhaps it was naive to think I could dismantle a 2,000-year-old organization in a single lifetime. But it's worth it to try.
A little smile brightens his features. I'm glad you've recovered your sense of purpose. That's the spirit. Just remember not to be too hard on yourself. You probably can't do worse than Wardman's legacy. That's the spirit.
The strange thing is, this whole ordeal has given me some sympathy for Theos. Not that I condone his actions, of course.
He quickly clears his throat.
But I can't imagine he thought he'd destroy an entire generation either. Well, not in the beginning, anyway.
He clasps his hands and presses his lips together, trying to formulate a thought. When he opens his mouth again, he speaks as if he's choosing his words carefully.
What I mean to say is, he thought he was doing the right thing. Even at the
Yeah,
end.
he did. Perhaps so. Theos was wicked. His actions were proof enough of that. Then his example is a cautionary tale for you. We should learn from it. We all justify our actions somehow. Yeah, just about everybody does. I feel like that's all I do in these games is I justify my character's decisions. We should learn from him.
A prudent suggestion.
He nods.
At any rate, it will be a relief to move forward. It was always too comfortable to leave the hard decisions to others. To simply follow along.
He cocks his head in reflection and inclines it towards you.
I only wonder now what sort of decision you'll have to make when we finally confront Avis.
Oh boy, me too. Make him answer for what he's done. We'll find out when we reach him. No point in guessing. I trust there's a reason for what he's doing. As long as we can restore what's been damaged, the rest doesn't matter. Me too.
Anyway, thank you. This has lifted a great burden from my shoulders.
Let's talk about something else?
Yes?
That's all. Okay, is that the end? Yeah? Cool. I imagine if we had to fight these guys, this would be a lot more difficult.
Patrol, I say! Accursed rust bucket!
Tengara.
Outsider. Unlike Barapo, I do not use this as a term of offense, I say.
Tengara gives you a pleasant smile.
We do not see many visitors on Oreo Koiki. Those who come, seldom leave.
You said that outsiders don't tend to leave Oreo Koiki.
They come asking our Ranga to show her belly and surrender. Instead, she shows them their guts at the end of a spear.
Tengara grins and makes a thrusting motion with both hands. What are your thoughts on Barapo?
How he fills our home with the stink of his burnt offerings.
Tengara wrinkles his nose and waves his hand in a dispelling motion.
A rational mystic burns incense or candles, but Burapo burns koiki, rotten meat, and bundles of hair. Nothing is spared his flame if it appeases the gods.
Burapo told me that your construct had fallen on hard times.
Ikera, he talks too much. A valuable lesson about animancy, I say. There is quality and there is cheap, but never both.
Tengara sighs, patting one of his pockets to the jingling of a few shells.
The rust bucket does not follow my instructions and ignores my command words.
I could take a look at it.
I am appreciating the offer, but it is better if I learn how to operate my degraded friend. I would be a poor host if the ironclad thing decided to remove your skin.
He chuckles, but the humor doesn't quite reach his eyes. I've dealt with worse, believe me.
Ikera, I can see that well enough from here. Here, the command words. They do me little good.
He passes you a tattered scroll and shrugs, smiling wanly. Okay. Is this stealing? Yep. Stealing? Yep. Yep. Then got these chosen. Wahaki Storm Speaker. Is this... Okay. It's a little dark in here. It's hard to tell where I'm going. Alright, so he wants me to do something up here. With the command scroll. Speak the words of the command scroll. You read the words of the scroll, doubtful of the faded arcane scribbling until a tingling sensation passes your lips. The construct abruptly hardens its bearing and turns to you, standing at attention. It seems that conflicting instructions from too many masters has led to the rapid degeneration of this construct's short-term memory. Wipe the memory. You draw out the babbling, incoherent mess of instructions received over the years. The construct trembles throughout the procedure. The construct now stands at ease, regarding its surroundings with fresher clarity. Order the construct to... No.
Yes, I shall.
Damn, we can be rather harsh, huh?
Visitor.
Alright, well.
Oh.
It's better now. Okay. Wait, we didn't go this way, did we?
That mural. That's the same headdress Theos wore.
Yes, it is. The mural is quite faded, but you still recognize the distinct silhouette of Theos Ix Arcanon. The copper brazier reeks of ashes and burnt hair. A layer of soot and detritus line the blackened concavity.
This relic traveled from the halls of our ancestors.
Burapo raises his eyebrows as he notices your interest.
Appreciate from afar, I
Examine.
say. Whenever I set the flames alight, I see the open mouth of a great eel.
Burapo pulls his attention from the ashes and fixes on you.
Aloha consumes my offerings, I say. He digests them into the hands of the gods.
Among the ashes you find charred fruit pits, scraps of parchment, shards of pottery, animal bones, and matted bundles of singed hair. Nothing else about the brazier stands out to you as interesting or relevant. How do we get back there? That must be like a secret passage out somewhere else. Okay, so final maneuver. Brass Citadel, Ukaizo, those things. Honor among thieves, Ferrante. Return to Queen Unakaza. I guess we'll go do the last sanctuary now. Alright, well that was actually really simple, considering everything else. I guess since we did Crixpur already. Alright. Time to leave. Yeah, I'm guessing that goes into like a secret passage back there. That we could have all gone down. Alright, well, a rather successful venture here. And we found out a little bit more about, you know, the Lead and Key. Luckily, there's no, like, they weren't actual Lead and Key members. Alright. I wonder how many horrible deaths Theos had to go through. I'm not sure. Alright, over here. And while we're going over there, Prince Aruhi sent an expedition to investigate Motar o Kozi, an island once used for shelter and sanctuary in the days of Ukaizo. Aruhi believes that the location of Lost Ukaizo might be recorded somewhere on the island, but his expedition has not returned. He needs someone to learn the fate of the expedition and find the information they sought. The trading companies are doubtless sending their own forces to do the same. Is nestled in the chain of islands, blah, 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 blah. A local cartographer, discovered the island, Atepu, can be found by a statue of Hylia west of the throne room at the palace. According to Atepu, the Wahaki are fiercely protective of the Sanctuary Isles. Hopefully now that... Should we go to Nekataka and tell them about the alliance? First? I'm a little weary of going back. Just because I don't want it to, like, trigger events. I don't think it will. Let's go back to Nekataka first. Alright. Up here and rooftop. We'll save it before we talk to her, just in case she is like, you chose me, good, right away. Because I do think, hopefully we'll be able to go alone if we get all the pieces that we need. Okay, quick save. Queen.
Every corner of the Deadfire babbles of the devastation from Magran's teeth.
The queen wears her furrow down her brow that looks fixed in place.
And Aothis marches on Ukaizo while I juggle armloads of enemies. This is no coincidence. Nagati is testing me, I say.
Do you think you're equal to the challenge?
If I am not, then Nagati will close her jaws around me. I will live to taunt her and keep my people safe. If you have spent any time in the Deadfire at all, the myth of Lost Ukaizo can be no mystery.
Nonakaza leans forward on her chair. Takeo believes he can find Ngati's original covenant on Ukaizo. The Harappo epic romanticized Ukaizo, but speculated that it would be found again. Wasn't it the capital of the old Huana Empire? Yep.
Akira, you have the right of it. Some of us would see its purpose restored. They say the beaches of Ukaizo spanned impossible horizons, and its towers graced the light of distant stars.
She blinks up at the sky, her gaze chasing an unseen shape.
At night, I even... but it is...
She waves the matter aside as if brushing at a moth. Have you been dreaming of Ukaizo, Highness?
Akira, since I was a child...
Nonakazu slowly exhales through her nose.
When I close my eyes, I stand before the gates of Ukaizo. There are always three. For what would there be three gates?
She furrows her brow and shakes her head, clearly a question she has asked herself many times before.
I do not say I am meant to go, but the gods. They want the Huana to return and reclaim what we lost.
They certainly are not above picking favorites.
For what do the tribes not fight each other? For what are we united if not to take back lost Ukaizo?
Nonakaza shows her teeth. It's difficult to tell if she's smiling or grimacing.
Under Wodika's gaze do we keep order. Atop Nagati's seas are we tested. From Ukuhu's bowels do we carry wisdom back to the tribe.
You sure that's wisdom?
Revelation comes from unlikely places, soldier. I say you should have learned this on the battlefield.
Onakaza nods to Deer.
The gods want this for us, I say. We have come this far to restore order and earn back our empire. So, Watcher, do we unite and sail for Ukaizo?
I'd be honored to sail under your banner if you can help me get to Aethys. The one already lost to Kaiser once. Rautai has an equal claim. The principe need to solidify. I'm not ready to commit to this.
I hope we don't stand around wasting each other's
The queen
time.
narrows her eyes.
For what do you do
Decay
this?
raises a shaking hand to his mouth.
Your captain needs a nudge towards reason.
She nods to Dekehu.
Busy yourself making up your mind. I will make preparations to launch an advance force. With or without.
Onakaza motions to the stairs down.
My scouts tell me that you sail from Oriokoiki.
The queen raises her brow.
Do the Wahaki pay the crown obeisance in whatever eccentric form suits them?
Onakaza rests her chin on her fist and studies you. Yes, they have agreed to support you.
You have united the Huana with our missing limb.
For once, she allows herself a deep and genuine smile of gratitude.
The Huana are strong, but our foes are stronger, richer, more relentless still. I say that the gods have delivered us an advantage we sorely need. It is beyond time that we rid ourselves of the trading company.
She closes her eyes and draws in breath, grateful to say the words.
The Wahaki stand with us. With their howling warriors on our side, I say no foreign fighter will hold their ground. It used to be that the strength of the trading companies grew by the lengths of an eel's belly. Now they grow fast and unchecked, feeding off all they find. It is my responsibility to defang the serpent before it bites down on my neck, and I need all the help I can get. My guards apprehended a Valian agent prowling in the shadows of the Brass Citadel.
The queen thumbs her chin and studies your reaction.
By his own admission, he was there to blow up Rauatai's black powder stores.
Wait, are we going to blow something up? That would be an act of war, so why'd you stop him? That would be an act— I don't know why this is here. That would be an act of war.
Akira, incredible, is it not? And legally sound as far as the Republics are concerned. You must pick up where the Valian agent left off.
She holds your gaze, letting silence carry the weight of her words.
Ooh, we be all ears and a half, your royal deviousness.
Grinning hungrily, Seraphin rubs his palms together. So as to be sabotaged, then.
Aruihi wants a more direct confrontation. One day this will be practical. For now, we must take what opportunities the gods give. After the powder house is destroyed, our prisoner's testimony will point the way to Director Castol. You must not fail me.
Her thoughts hit you with drum-like percussion.
You will have to infiltrate the powder stores east of the Brass Citadel docks. I leave it to you to live by the sword or walk by the shadows. Here, the agent's explosive.
She passes you an explosive device and motions for you to speak freely. A bold move, Highness. Count me in. I have some questions about this assignment, yes?
Ask. I do not discourage curiosity.
Could this be a trap?
Your caution is admirable, but we keep a closer eye on the trading companies than you might think. While they are preoccupied crawling over each other to reach Ukaizo, such an elaborate ploy is beyond them.
Why not just give the prisoner's testimony to the Hazanui? Oops.
Your caution is that while they're charitable.
The queen nods earnestly.
But then we would waste a critical opportunity to cripple two enemies at once.
How do we know this Valian agent will stick to his story?
Because when the dust settles, we have promised him a lenient sentence. You might even call it a job.
She smiles slightly.
Refreshing to find one whose loyalty can be bought. The Deadfire is full of such adamant and principled kith these days.
Will destroying Rauatai's black powder really make a difference?
Akira, it will geld their mighty cannons, reducing those titans of warfare to useless ire.
The ghost of a smile creeps up her cheeks. It's a good thing Maya's not here for this.
The seas will be quiet for a change. If nothing else, whales will thank us.
What does blaming Castole get us?
The ire of Rauatai will turn to the Valian republics, and both will be too distracted with each other to notice our ships landing on Ukaizo. It is asking too much that the trading companies simply destroy each other. But I have been surprised in the past.
No further questions.
Good. Are the terms of the mission acceptable?
I'll need to think about this.
While you think, the trading companies sharpen their blades.
She shakes her head.
If the crown has not earned your loyalty, then we have failed. Give us this chance to succeed. Do this great thing not for me, but for the people of Neketaka.
Oh, man. So, they want me to put those two against each other. I'm guessing this guy is going to want me to put the Valian Trading Company and the Juana against each other. And we have nothing for the trading company. They're not trying anything. At least not yet. Alright, let's go to the last sanctuary. A lot to think about here. A lot to think about. I guess we need to do the DLCs before we think about it too, so we have plenty of time to think about it. Because oh damn it. I wish there was just an easy way out of here. Alright, down here we have to go. You know, when she talked about the 3 gates, I immediately thought about the 3 stars of Aothis. If that's something. And he is the god of, like, rebirth and stuff, so it might be, you know, those 3 gates are, like, where the souls start their journey to reincarnation.
Seraphim, thought we agreed you'd stay out of my head.
I weren't in your head, lad. You think like an ogre snores. Would be a fool and a half not to make sure them thoughts ain't full up of trouble.
What do you think you're gonna find?
Nothing particular, just, anything.
Let's get our supplies refilled. A bunch of water, please. There we go. Those aren't better than what we've got, is it? No, I think we're good. Okay, that's good. I see. Nimnock. Okay. So we are going up this way. The last sanctuary. See what this has to offer us. I still am favoring the Juana over all the other factions, just because this is their land, right? Like it feels wrong to like get Ukaiza for somebody else. Even if I don't really agree with what she tasked me to do right there. I wonder if I need to do that in order to move forward. Alright, Mitikau or Matecow Landing. Matecow? You disembark on a calm beach. A thick tree line ahead separates you from the deeper jungle. You see evidence that another landing party arrived here before. Booted tracks lead off into the jungle, though it doesn't look as if anyone returned this way. Listen. The beach is conspicuously quiet, and it takes you a moment to realize what's missing. The chirp or warble of birds. Then you spot it. Subtle movement in the tree line. You're not alone. Show your empty hands. I know you're out there. Let's talk about this. Several Huana warriors, decorated with the face paint of the Wahaki, calmly emerge from the tree line. A tall warrior steps forward, grinning at you all the while. Keen senses friend. Let us speak. He gestures to a spot on the beach. Hello? The Wahaki warrior crosses his arms and appraises you with a critical eye. Face paint adds definition to his already severe features. He stretches his mouth open wide. And lets out a prolonged yawn. Greetings.
You are known to us, outsider. But your presence disturbs me all the same.
He cradles an axe in both hands and turns it over with slow, deliberate motions.
This is no place for gods. No place for mortals either. You step on the grounds of Mutare Okozi. I can tell from your expression that you have no idea what this means to our tribe.
He lets the axe hang at ease by his side, though his fingers release none of their tension. Not yet, but your presence here is telling. I know what it means to your ancestors. This is part of an ancient Huana evacuation route. I'm here for my own reasons. Your tribe isn't one of them. I know what it means for your ancestors.
Akira, you know your history better than I guessed. You have the favor of the Wahaki, which is why I tell you this in words and not in bloodshed. Do not set foot in the jungles of Mutare Okozi. It would be a breach of our traditions, and a trip through Rakuhu's bowels for the likes of you.
It's good. See, this is why I wanted to do the Alliance one first. Good stuff, good stuff.
I thought my message to the Huana Prince was clear. He needs reminding that to trespass on the jungle ruin is a death sentence.
Why do you assume the prince sent me?
Explorers from Neketaka landed here. You must know by now they did not return. It is no wonder the prince sent a second group to find the first. He cares more about riches and plunder than the lives of his servants.
You were the one who sent the prince that bloodied cloth, weren't you?
Akira, the island is closed to outsiders. All who set foot here are doomed to perish. The prince sent explorers into the maw of this island. Their drained corpses and bloodied clothes were all they left behind. If Aroihi intends on repeating his mistakes, I am thinking he will not stand for long against the foreigners. To the depths within them.
Mbeda spits on the sand.
A prince of Neketaka should put the wishes of his people over his ambition.
Looking for a lost expedition and knowledge of the island Ukaizo. He shares a guarded look with other warriors, something private, buried under layers of exchanged looks and understanding, passes between them. Something, yeah, okay.
You will find only bones and ruin, blighted with decay, and worse. The deeper jungle is fouled. Nature is wrong here, and your very presence makes her drool with hunger.
And Beta holds his silence, but his stare is full of warning. What is so dangerous about Mutare Okozi?
We do not venture into the deeper jungle, but we know it for what it is. A place where nature has gone mad.
He lets the silence drag on until the point has its deserving emphasis.
It is not for me to explain the tales of our people, but I warn you to keep your distance. Mutare Okozi has claimed more lives than you would guess.
How many?
Imagine a number. It is more, I say. This island soured in an age when tribes were vulnerable and separated from their kin. It grew teeth where none had sprouted before. Imagine the feast laid out for an opportunistic glutton.
Why did the Wahaki protect this island?
We plan for the day when we will recover our past where we left it. On the shores of Lost Ukaizo, while foreigners take our lands out from under us, that future grows more distant.
He flares his nostrils and looks towards the shore.
The ruins in the deeper jungle, they are too precious to risk in an outsider's hands.
Thanks for the warning, but I'll be going now.
Ruasare does not share my reservations about you. And I have several of those. If you earned her confidence, I would be a poor excuse of a warrior to stand in your way. But I would be an even poorer host if I stood aside and allowed the beasts of the jungle to suck your marrow. You see how I am torn in half.
Mbeta draws a line in the sand with his toe. He focuses down on it thoughtfully. I can handle myself in a fight, if it comes to that. Step aside, unless you want to earn the ire of your chieftain. You've conducted yourself with honor. Let me do the same and part as friends. I like that one. He eyes you with interest. At first, you don't know how he's going to react, but then he sweeps sand over the line he drew.
May you live to see cleaner shores than these, outsider.
Mbeta inclines his head with respect. Look at us making so many friends. It's fantastic, isn't it? Everybody's friendly with us. We can do whatever we want. Oh boy. Of course, we do have a very harsh decision to make later in the game. Okay. Well, we're obviously going to go to the burial site and loot that first. Blightheart. Wait a minute. Could it be? Wait, what? She had to arrange her wizard. No! Well, I could give it to maybe Maya. But yeah, that's a rifle, isn't it? Blunted criticals, 15% crit damage. Inaccurate. Arquebus. Ah! Exceptional. Living wood. 20% chance to cast corrode damage cone, AoE, from self and hobble target on attack. Ah, it's so cool. Cloak of the Theocrat. Intellect and resolve. Okay, well. Are we sure we can't use this? I just can't bind to it, right? Damn. What's it look like? Come on. What? No, stop it. There we go. Alright, cool. I'll have to get that to Maya next time she's in the party. Okay. Would have been cool to have the poleaxe on somebody too. Who can this bind to? Druid, fighter, barbarian. Okay. To think about that. Alright. Lotari Okozi. That cape was pretty good too, but I also feel like I don't really need an updated cape on anybody. Alright, travel to the ruins, search the ruins. Blood moss. We'll get a little way into the ruins before we end the episode. Still got about 10-ish minutes before we need to start thinking about Baltia.
Help! Please, come, Blanca! Help me!
Thorn-covered vines encircle this Valian woman, constricting around her in a deadly embrace. Her speech gets cut short as one of the vines about her midsection tightens its hold, nearly forcing the breath from her lungs. Gritting her teeth, she braces against the vines and fights to steal back some breathing room.
Stinking weed.
She regards you with tired, bloodshot eyes.
Nature has turned her hand against this woman. We must not leave her in the state, Captain.
I don't know what you are, stranger, but your kindness goes down.
She manages a wan smile toward Takehu. Let's see if we can do something about those vines.
Thank you. Only I don't know how we're going to manage it.
She strains at the tangled mass of vegetation. If I pulled the larger vines away, could you squirm out of there?
Maybe. This vine is squeezing me hard enough to make a chore of it. But I am needing all the help I can
She
get.
offers you an encouraging nod. Perhaps you should try a different approach.
As you say.
Takeo, anything you can do to help out?
Akira, a simple matter of denying these vines their beloved water.
Takeo strokes his chin and smirks at the challenge. He squats down and runs his hand along the vine, closing his eyes. A sickly black humor pools at your feet as the vegetation expels the last of the rancid liquid that sustained it. What was left behind relaxes its hold on Baltia and diminishes.
Not my finest work, but it is done.
He winks at Baltia and helps her up.
I think that did it. Agrasima.
She struggles to her feet with a pained groan, massaging aches all over her body.
Our ship landed on the other side of the island, but I am the last of the crew, and I cannot sail her alone. May I join your voyage? I do not care where we make port, as long as it is far from
happened to you?
here. Director Castel sent us. We were shadowing a Juana expedition, trying to figure out what they were
Her
after.
gaze wanders toward the outer limits of the visible ruin.
Corpses, all of them. But we couldn't turn our backs on the mission, so we went deeper into the jungle.
What did you find?
North of here, there is a golden disc, big, heavy thing. One of my mates took a piece of it. Everything went wrong after that. Something took us while we rested. Oh gods. I woke up and there was a flower growing out of my casita's mouth. I started pulling weeds out from between his teeth. Then I got hit from behind and woke up here.
How has this place already claimed 2 expeditions?
There is something guiding the creatures here. A woman, I think. She gets under your skin.
Baltia raises a shaking hand to her temple.
I only caught a glimpse of her in passing. Huge. And her daughters are none too fond of outsiders.
You mentioned something about a golden disc?
We didn't learn much. It was already missing a piece by the time we got here. The most I saw were a bunch of Juana's scribblings.
Those scribblings were made by my people millennia ago. I suppose you just wanted it for the plunder?
Not necessarily. It would have made a fetching desk at the company headquarters.
The side of her mouth twitches with a reflexive smile.
I wager it was what the other expedition came to find. Not that their luck was any better than ours.
Welcome to the crew. I'll see you on the ship.
Casita. I will see you on board.
Snapping to a sharp salute, Baltia manages a pained but genuine grin.
If I was mad enough to tarry a moment longer, I would walk with a quiet step.
Why is that?
The Pugra who guard this jungle get edgy whenever anyone steps near their trees.
She nods, flashing you a respectful salute.
Plants have minds of their own, I say. And sharp teeth.
Okay. So we got another crew member who is a cannoneer. So you're a better cannoneer than him, who is a good surgeon. Okay, I guess you're off the your backup. Looks like there might be a soul over here.
Shadows.
That purple light. Oh yeah. That's a soul if I've ever seen one. The lingering soul drifts in a lazy, hypnotic fashion. Does not seem to know or care that its life has been extinguished. The golden wheel weighed as much as Aothis' thumb, but you weren't leaving without a souvenir. Something to put a smile on Director Castel's face. Then your boots crunched a soft femur in half, and you remembered. Wasn't this island supposed to be abandoned? Maybe you didn't beat the Juana expedition in getting here. Suddenly, the gold felt like dead weight. You rolled it into a cave for safekeeping. You didn't make it 10 paces toward the beach before something big, all crooked limbs and fetid breath, plucked you off your feet. When she squeezed you like a dish rag over a patch of thirsty vines, you bled out so fast that you forgot to scream. Let go of the memory. Well, that's not very good, is it? Okay. I think we are going to end the episode here. I'm just going to go grab this plant here.
Wait.
Ooh, a corrupted tiger. The inscription reads, "A harvest of Koiki blooms without toil. The fruit of the dead sustain the living." You know, we'll do one fight before we end the episode. We haven't had a fight, like, in the last couple of episodes.
Look there.
Let us end this.
Yours to command, Captain.
Should be a nice, easy fight. I'd wager.
You think you captain? Nemnok better captain.
Shut up, Nimnok. You're not a better captain than me. Right here. Siphon, get in there. Stunned him. Edir. Move there. Good.
This thing isn't doing the job.
Oh, they're already dead. Quest updated for the last sanctuary. Damn. That ability is awesome. Blind him. Good, good, good. And then you'll go ahead and do this.
What say?
Damn.
For Mother Ngati.
Tell me.
Captain.
There we go. Yep. We're pretty strong. I'd say so. Wanna mahi? Okay, well.
And an heavy bullet, Cap. Keep your weather eye open.
Ring of minor deflection and obsidian shell. So those are the trees we warned about. No, I said it was about the end of the episode, but now I'm kind of curious. Orphaned cat. Oh, what you doing out here, buddy? Little Babs. +1 dexterity. 3 deflection against melee weapons. That's pretty good. So that guy put the golden dais or disc in a cave, or the piece that he picked up. So we're gonna have to find a cave. Uh-oh. The bark of this tree is scratched and bruised, having a consistency similar to diseased flesh. Its roots bulge with seeping pustules. Study the tree to see if it is beyond healing. The bark bulges with rancid sap. Life endures somehow in the heart of this tree, but time and corruption have twisted it to nearly unrecognizable form. Someone with a connection to nature could reverse the damage. If people aren't close enough.
Oh, I think I can't see you, you sneaky bastard.
Okay, if it's just the Prigga, this is gonna be pretty quick. Entropy. Oh my god.
These uns are in for a walloping.
Yeah, that was quick.
Ahoy. What for, Cap?
Alright. Wait. Oh, the trees are sickened. Okay. Rotward amulet. 15% resistance against poison, disease, and decay attacks. That's why those things are attacking. Or something, probably. Interesting. Okay. I think that is where we're going to end this episode, guys. In the next one, we will continue exploring this region. We'll finish this quest probably and turn it in. And then I guess it'll be DLC in those 2 random location dungeons we have to explore still. So still got quite a bit to do. That's going to be it for this one. Till the next one. Have a wonderful day. And I'll catch you later.